Well, Bryan, I am excited to tell you that we are here now in this beautiful corner of the world to discuss another beautiful spiritual topic. And today, that topic is love. Oh, yeah. You want to get some love? You want to get some freaky, freaky love? You want to get some soulmate action? That's what we're here to talk about. Because here's the thing. Everybody wants to be loved. They don't want to just receive love. Everybody also wants to be in a position to give love. And love makes the world go round. And in this day and age, we need to be focusing on love more than anything else. So, for this Metaphysical Corner, we're going to be talking about how to attract love into your life. Did you know, Bryan, that my husband, Jeremy, who is objectively a very handsome man, he is 6'3". I know I go on and on about him, but he's just so handsome. He's 6'3". He's got like a mohawk. He's got tattoos. He's got a nice wingspan. You know, he's got that great back. Ooh, I love a good back. And I'm going crazy.
Go crazy.
Come on, reel it in. But he's so handsome. And in fact, when I was a kid and I would dream my little girl dreams about finding a boyfriend or finding the love of my life, I would always imagine a certain kind of man, always very tall, but the one defining feature were his eyes. His eyes were always like electric blue. And anytime I would write about it or envision it or dream about it, I always saw those eyes. And then I married my first husband. He had brown eyes. So I'm like, oh, that's not the guy I used to see when I was a kid. Then I married my second husband. He had brown eyes. I'm like, oh, maybe I was just dreaming all those years. And then finally, after decades, I went on a date with this man named Jeremy Compton. I met him at a dive bar. He was walking across the bar because I told him I liked cosmopolitans with his big paws, just holding these little martini glasses, these pink drinks. He'd never had a cosmopolitan. And I walked in and I'm like, first of all, he's very handsome. Did I mention that?
I think you did.
Second of all, his eyes are electric blue. I sat across from him that night and we talked and I just stared into his eyes. I'm like, oh my God, like I had forgotten after so many years that I had dreamt about this particular person. And here he was in front of me. And the thing was, I had to go through all these relationships. I had to go through all of this mess before I got to Jeremy. And I think that's really key because people want what they want right now. But you're never going to attract a high-level person, a person who is there to hold space for you and support you and love on you at the highest level until you yourself are at the highest level, or you yourself are occupying a high vibration. Like when you're
Absolutely.
your best self, that's when you attract the best people. So I had to get a divorce. And then I dated this one guy. We're not going to get into it. He's the guy who sent entities into... Okay.
Yeah, no.
Dated that guy.
That's horrible.
Dated a few other guys, too. I finally came to a decision. I'm telling you, it was New Year's Eve. I was out with a different guy. And I was on this mountaintop in Boulder, Colorado. And that date wasn't going the way I wanted it to. So I walked out onto the mountaintop. And I just said, you know what, God? I surrender. Like I literally said, I surrender all my expectations around who I'm supposed to be with, what that's supposed to look like, what he's supposed to look like. I give it to you because you know better anyway. And when I try to control things, I just end up in a ditch. I'm just going to trust you. I'm going to be happy with what I have right now. I got a great kid. I have a great life. I love what I do. I'm happy. I love myself, and that's enough. And wouldn't you know, within 3 weeks, I was out on that date in a dive bar with my now husband, Jeremy Compton. Love of my life. He will never be rid of me. I'm a barnacle on the back of that whale, riding through life, just loving it. But you know, he spent 20 years alone. He spent 20 years alone. And he told me that when he was like 38 years old, he just finally said, maybe my soulmate was hit by a bus, you know? And I just never got to meet her. He believed that there was no one. And then he said, okay, since I'm not going to meet somebody, let me get that motorcycle that I've always wanted to learn how to ride. Let me buy my house. Let me get this car that I really want. Let me just enjoy my life. 6 months later, that's when he met me. And that's a really important thing that I wanted to start this section out with because I think if we can lay down our expectations and our need to meet somebody who checks all the boxes and focus instead on making ourselves happy, and being okay with who we are and what we offer to the world, that is precisely when the people start cycling into your experience. Well, have you ever found yourself in life like wanting to draw in a love relationship? And if so, what did you do? Because I know you have a ritual for everything. You got a ritual to clear people, and you probably have a ritual to call people in. So talk about it.
As my friends always say, there's a ritual for that.
Yep.
It is true. You know, I feel, though, that I must completely agree with you. You have to be vibrating at a particular level in order for those sort of things to come in. And I'll tell you why. If we're not vibrating super high, we're then vibrating medium or low. And that to me is sort of what I call like wall vibrating. You know, I want this, I want that, I want the other. And you're so rigid and you've put yourself in a box and nothing can come in that box, right? But when you don't have a box, if you are literally just in gratitude for everything that you have in your life, not worrying about what you don't have, and just elevating your vibration, it's like a magnet and all these good things will come to you. But you have to be in a good space first. Letting go of any and all expectations truly is essential. If you're putting conditions out to God in the universe, what are they going to do for you? Nothing, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's, you're just not in the right space. You have to be open to it. So when you do get into that moment where you feel I am really ready to receive anything, but especially love, because everybody wants love, then I've got your back. I do have a ritual for you.
You do have a ritual.
Yes. And
all
it's
right, good.
super simple. It's super simple. It's a candle ritual.
Oh, I love working with candles.
Yeah. And you don't need a whole lot. You need, I always say 2 candles, and I'll tell you why. When you're working with candles and a color candle, you can do green for abundance, and you can do white for purification, red for love.
Ooh, love. Yeah.
However, I must tell you, the best luck that people that I know that I've given them this ritual and they've done it, said they found the best luck with a pink and white candle. Okay. I always suggest anything you do using a white candle as well. And I'll tell you why. White is purifying. White is very high vibe. White is good. So if you're truly putting out, I just want to put the signal out for something good to come to me. You're not trying to manipulate a person, right? You're only just calling forth bring the energy to me of love or employment or whatever you want. But we're talking about love today. I wouldn't use a red candle because red is such an intense energy.
Passionate.
Pink to me is to me, pink is the best part of the love energy. It's light, it's fresh, it's high vibe, it's not super heavy, it's not super strong. To me, that coupled with a white candle just really, really keeps the energy up high. So I say, please use a white candle and a pink candle. Get yourself a piece of paper and a pen, because you're gonna write something down. So I suggest getting wherever you are the most comfortable, whether it's your meditation space, whether you're outside, wherever you feel super comfortable, super grounded, super centered. Sit down, and you're gonna need maybe half hour or so. Clear your energy. You can sage, whatever you do to kind of raise that vibration. If you feel cluttered, just sit for 5 or 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation. Clear your mind, okay? You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Get your pink candle in front of you and your white candle. Now, take a moment, pray for guidance, for divine guidance towards your highest good. Light your candle. Take a few deep breaths in, hold, gently release. Set your intention on what you want to manifest. Don't list 58 million qualities you want in a person. Right. Trust that God has your back. Trust the energy you're putting forth. You're a good person. You're deserving of love. You have love to give. You want to get it back. That's enough. Just, you want a good person with high vibe energy, right? And you want it to come from God. Write your letter to God, universe, angels, whatever you want. Write your letter asking to grant this desire to bring this energy into your life. Then End it with something like, all this and even greater, I now accept wholeheartedly and with love through God and with God. And so it is. That's your affirmation. Read it out loud. Then sit and sort of ruminate in that energy. Feel the energy, because what you did, you just put power of thought to the pen onto paper. You have taken something from 4D, you have now brought it into this 3D experience. Then snuff out your candle and say thank you to the universe for hearing you. Then you can take
candle?
that letter. Both. I'm sorry,
Okay,
both.
Both candles.
Sorry,
okay.
both candles.
Both candles,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No,
Out your candles. And then put your letter away somewhere. Maybe in the back of your journal, maybe slide it into your pillowcase, somewhere where the energy is kind of around you. But you don't have to necessarily think about it all day. You've done the work, but you just want to keep that energy vibing around you. And that's it. You have done all you need to do. The biggest thing here is not to expect it that afternoon or the next day.
Right.
It will come to you in the right time. You have cleared the way. You have cleared the road. It will come to you, and it will be amazing. But you can't every day be like, oh, it didn't come today. Oh, I didn't meet anyone. Like, you can't do that, right?
Right.
That's
right.
just putting up your walls. Just know that you have done the work, you have done the good, and it's coming to you.
That's like Neville Goddard's book or work called Order, Then Wait. Like, you don't order your cheeseburger from Chili's and then call it back and say, is my order done? Where's my order at? Is he putting the pickles on it? I want to make sure I'm getting the right fries 4 or 5 times. No, you order, and then you sit back and you enjoy your conversation. Maybe you have a cocktail. You're having a good time. You're in a state of ease and trust, because you know that chef is going to be making your burger and you're going to be getting it, and it's going to taste just like how you know it's going to taste, because it's Chili's. You've been there a million times and it always tastes the same. It's going to be a good burger. And that's the key. You order, you put it in the letter that you're writing, and as you do it, you, in a feeling way, really feel what it would be like to have this love of your life in your life. And then you file it away, just as you said, and you don't take it out, revise it. Oh, wait a minute, he needs to be 6'3". Oh, wait a minute, I need a 6-figure man. No, you don't. You just leave it in your journal. But here's the thing I wanted to say. You know, I actually did do one of those vision board lists. So not an actual image vision board, but I made a list of the man that I really wanted to manifest. And I did it in a way, though, that wasn't exacting, like he's got to be this way. But if I were to dream, and if I were to play and just imagine the guy I would really want to be with, like, what are the attributes that he would have? And so I made this list of all the things, and I played, and it was very high vibe. Again, it wasn't like I'm worried if he doesn't have this money, then I don't want, it wasn't that energy at all. And I had maybe 30 items, and I did fold it away. And I immediately forgot about it, which is very key when you do magic, and it's very key when you work with manifestation. Forget about it. Order, then wait. Years later, I'm married to Jeremy Compton. I've moved into his house. I'm unpacking all my stuff. I've got my journals, and I find that list. I pull it out. Check, check, check. Not every single one, but I'm telling you 90% of the things that I put on that list and forgot about, Jeremy encompassed. The universe received my order, and we have to trust that. The universe is actually working in concert with our higher self, with our soul, to give us a beautiful life, but we have to believe it. If we can believe it, then we will see it, not the other way around.